unless you're saying by death you mean like
if it's the fight to the death, fair enough. But
no, even then, like then we know what the rules are. But if you're saying death as in like just a colloquial term, not colloquial, but like a replacement.
Physical. I'm saying it could be spiritual as well. You know what I mean? Death is death.
There we go.
I was talking about physical. You know.
So actual physical death, not like he beat you and like he killed him.
The main point was that you would be knocked out. He said no.
Well,
yeah, it wasn't death.
You've been knocked out. I can believe that with Mayweather.
I'll get knocked out in one round.
I don't think so.
One round.
It depends.
So when you say knocked out, do you mean like sleep?
Finish sleeping.
Okay.
Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Nate Robinson.
If Mayweather connects with your face, you're going to be knocked out. Like with his force.
At 40.
Yes. That was my
know
point.
Okay, this guy's been training all his life.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So if Mayweather banged you tomorrow, full force,
You'll survive.
With gloves.
With gloves.
Yeah, he's wearing gloves.
You'd be like,
I'm not going to be knocked out.
You wouldn't be knocked out.
He would knock you out, Precious.
Okay.
Oh.
I guess,
He would knock any of us out.
And he said if we all took him at once, he'd knock us all out at the same time.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I said you get right.
He said that.
Who took us all
Okay,
at
if Mayweather took us
if you're
all
fighting
at
him
the
at the
same
same time, two of us, he'll knock us both
took
out.
us all at once, like he's fucking dying.
No,
he would die in that way.
No, I mean, if it's two of us, then yeah, we would get knocked out.
Wait. So again, is the premise that we're all trained boxers or just us?
No,
Just us
Yes,
as
we are.
individuals today.
And you think we're beating up Mayweather?
That's what I'm saying.
Five of us.
At the same time.
That's crazy.
Not
That's
one by
crazy.
one.
Wait,
In
so
the
you
same
think-
ring. You
so
think
you
we're
Fam,
gonna be-
if he
I think the
if
first two people are getting fucked up.
Yeah,
he
first
catches
two,
me
definitely.
with anywhere, like I'm finished, like I'm winded, like straight away. So that's me
last
done.
person.
That's four.
Yeah.
No, but
Then that's
it's-
four.
You're not even like that's not even like bro. In
Numbers.
the ring, 5 of us at the same time. You're saying he's gonna win? No
Please,
way.
I'll be player coach. You know what I mean?
I'm not going first.
I think you're doubting the heart of some of the members of this podcast because my heart is not in it. My heart is not in it. You think I'm?
Fair enough.
I thought you was about to say the heart of like professional boxing.
No. The heart of myself.
Okay, then.
The fear alone of a boxer would no.
Yeah, I hear that, but like, I'm like that's the name of the game. I'm trying to win.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm
So
going to do.
so is it only if he bangs you once? Or what if he bangs you twice in the face? You're not getting knocked out.
Again, maybe.
The first
not,
one
not
called
one
shock.
time.
The second
Exactly.
one might get me though.
Yeah, like not the first time.
I can't believe it. You know?
No, I can't
I
believe.
can't believe we're even entertaining this conversation.
I'm not getting knocked out the first
So
time.
if you stood there and you were allowing Mayweather to have a full bang to your face.
Okay, so now this isn't boxing. This is just letting him punch my face.
I'm asking because in boxing, you lot are not trained in it.
It's like
So
none of
You
us
make
are.
it sound like I'm just gonna be like.
At one
I'm
point in the fight, he's gonna open you up to the point where
Yeah,
he can bang you
yeah.
in the face.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Like so.
Or to the body.
Yeah.
Which then
Just
makes
the
you
body's
bang
fine.
you in the
Even
face.
then, bang me in the face. I don't think. Again, pure speculation. I've never been banged that hard. I've never been knocked out.
So you don't really have that much evidence.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what the disclaimer's for. Like, I don't have any experience, but I'm saying I don't think anyone can knock me out first time, first punch, just out cold.
One punch man, say Tama.
See, for me, it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
that. For
fighting
me,
Saitama,
I don't
I'm
believe
fighting Mayweather.
that
Like,
like certain people can't knock me out.
but
Like-
I'll correct myself to that. Certain people.
Because
not-
obviously, if a big guy,
Yeah,
it's fine. But it was like 5'7" Mayweather at 40 years old
Nah, not the first, not one.
with
punch.
gloves on.
Come on.
Nah,
Even without gloves, I'll take my
I'm
chances.
okay. I'm okay with that.
Like my face will get fucked up, but I don't think. I'm
One
getting knocked
punch,
out.
wow. To be embarrassed on TV like Nate Robinson, no thanks.
Disrespect to one of the greatest of all time. I can't believe I'm hearing
Oh no,
this.
I respect
can't
his
believe I'm
career.
hearing this.
I don't think it's the greatest of all time.
Honestly, I don't. I guess
Well,
I'll
pound
say
for
I
pound,
respect
anyway.
his career, but like not more than I respect Manny Pacquiao's career more than I do Mayweather.
Oh no, I prefer Mayweather over Pacquiao.
That's debatable, of course, but
Wait, why do you prefer Pacquiao?
Just the style, plus like the
Okay.
breadth of his career in terms of just active fights.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Like combine that with the style, like he's lasted as long as Mayweather, if not more. And
think-
he's been that aggressive.
I think he's won the most championship belts in the most weight classes.
Yeah,
I think it's
different
8.
weight classes, 8. I think
Yeah.
the last one against Truman and everything.
If he beats Spence this time around, he's the GOAT in my eyes.
No,
If he beats a undefeated fighter champion now in this age at age 41 or
42.
42, then yeah, he's a GOAT for me.
I don't know. Like,
So are you saying that no losses isn't really the pinnacle of the sporting achievement? So you would say more.
But the thing is,
trophies
my
are a
mind's
bit
quite
more-
biased because I like the offensive style of Pacquiao. Although I do respect, I do think Mayweather's better, but for me, he's my greatest if he beats Spence.
Fair enough.
So it's quite biased though.
I was like to say, I think everyone would
Also,
get
he's
knocked
from-
out
he's
if
from the
any of
Asian
these boxers punched anyone in the face in any parameters. But
Because you see
That's
videos
saying a lot.
all the time of people getting knocked out by non-boxers, and it just takes one punch. So if a trained boxer, who even though he might be in his 40s, like that punch is still gonna be hard.
You're saying 40s like his
but you're
60s.
saying
Yeah,
70s.
yeah, it's 40s.
They're not
That's
meat.
active.
True, I guess so. But
And they're not
Street
like-
fight is different.
He
but
said they're not me.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Like
Like,
the people get knocked out. Like
crazy.
you watch a world star, you watch a world star hip hop video where someone's getting knocked out and they're sleeping there. Like I'm sorry.
Okay,
like,
well,
New Black Panther over here. Bro.
I don't care. Call me stupid, bravado, whatever. I'm not getting knocked
What
out
about this?
outside the road.
Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor at
he needs some milk.
Cut to the video.
Until I leave, and then maybe get knocked out of the corner. Fine. You're not knocking me out on the corner side of the road.
This is going to be the perfect audio if there ever is a video of you getting knocked out.
Exactly. Like that's how do you start that?
God forbid.
If there's ever a video of me getting knocked out. Like,
But look,
right,
there was Conor McGregor at the prime of his career. I think he had just won two belts of Alvarez, I think, and he faced Mayweather and got knocked out, or TKO'd in the 7th round, I think.
Yeah, it's just,
But if that fight kept going, he would have got knocked out for sure.
You don't know
no, I
that.
don't think so.
100%.
I don't know. If that's
The referee stopped it for a reason.
Yeah,
He
he
couldn't
stopped it
even keep
because
his
he
hand
couldn't
up.
It's
defend
also
himself.
very different with McGregor though, because he's still a fighter. Like even though he's not a boxer, he's still a
I'll say
fighter.
there's a high chance that he probably would have got knocked out. I wouldn't say he
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
would have got knocked out.
yeah. He could have.
I think
Yeah,
it's a high
That
chance.
couldn't even hold his hands up, man.
I think more likely.
Do that for another
I
two
mean,
more rounds.
I
Gone,
don't really
finished.
watch fighting full, so here I am.
First of all, I want to shake Anthony's hand or nudge him at least. So,
Oh no.
Suns in 6. Suns in 6.
Wow.
I'm sitting
So,
to get this hell.
Okay, so unfortunately, obviously, Anthony Davis getting injured. Like, no one wants to see injuries, honestly.
Well,
But what I liked about the Suns is obviously Chris Paul's leadership. Like, that when he's going to a franchise, he's bringing tenacity, leadership, skills to the team, just like he did at OKC
Shout
last
out,
year.
man. Big up,
Shout out
big up.
to OKC. And you kind of just see, and we kind of predicted the Suns winning, but no one believed us. No one believed us. Only me and Anthony thought the Suns would win. I didn't think it would be in 6. I honestly gave the Lakers, LeBron, and AD the respect of going 7, but because of injuries, yeah, it went 6 games, unfortunately. And you know what happened? I think the downfall of the Lakers happened after LeBron did his fadeaway jumper. Well, no. He hit his back against Jay Crowder, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the Andre Drummond,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, that was fun. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that was-
And you know
that
what?
was sick.
At that point of the series, you think the Lakers are winning in 5. Like I
Yeah.
think everyone thought that.
Yeah, I did.
I thought that.
I was still the Lakers.
But you know what?
Yeah, I
No,
thought
Suns
it
in
was-
6.
So you still thought, okay, I thought at that point Lakers in 5, but you can see from there the downfall of the Lakers. So, I mean, originally we kind of knew the team lost a lot of height with the loss of JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, and even just losing Rondo as like a leader for the team. So this Lakers team was a different team last year. I would say, and especially with the injuries of
Plus,
AD.
you got to add the bubble tax as well, man, because teams just were different in the bubble.
Yeah, and it's for me, the Lakers won in the bubble last year. The Miami Heat was in the finals in the bubbles last year. Maybe there's a bit of what do you call it? Fatigue.
Fatigue.
Nah, he was on the roll. Go on, carry on.
Okay.
Which maybe you guys might believe me for once that played a part, or it could be a different environment. As I was saying in the bubble, it's a different. Players didn't want to be there. There are no fans, and you know what? The 2 conference champions are out of the first round this
crazy.
year.
What do you think that means about the ring they won in the bubble? Does that
Well,
count?
the thing is, I'm always gonna go with the Mickey Mouse ring. It was in Disneyland. Like
Oh, fucking hell.
the thing is, you know what? Let's give LeBron the respect he deserves. Like let's be honest. Like when they were down, I think 3-2 against the Suns, the Lakers were favourites to win both Game 6 and Game 5. Sorry, when it was 2-2 as well.
Yeah.
Even with the AD injury. So we got to give LeBron, the respect, because in history I don't think any 7th seed was the favourites to beat the 2nd seed in a series.
That was the first time they're favourites. Like they've lost,
Yeah.
2nd seeds have lost to 7th seed, but they've never been.
Not
they've
been
And
been
that,
an upset.
and honestly, that speaks volumes about LeBron's legacy and what he brings to the table. But because he was not able to go over the top and beat the Suns team by himself, maybe that kind of indicates, he's on the down side of his career now. It's not something I want to see, but it's just something we're witnessing live before our eyes.
How old is LeBron?
LeBron's 36 in his 18th year, right?
Yeah, 36.
So, again, like, no superstar at his age was able to do this. But everyone doubted the Suns. Everyone in this room, the majority probably. Actually, I don't know about you, but
Yeah,
but we saw,
it's half and half, isn't it?
the rise of a new superstar, Devin Booker. So, not just empty stats anymore.
Yeah, it's true, man. I'm getting
Like dropping, what did he drop in game 5?
42, was it?
47 or
Or was it?
something.
Oh,
Yeah,
47.
47.
Was it game 6, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh.
47 points. So,
I think he dropped 18.
if that's empty stats, I don't know. But a rise of a new
I'm
superstar,
getting
a fall
cooked,
of
man. I'm
another,
getting cooked.
a fall of another.
There's so many points. Like I'm trying to keep them all.
But you know what? The bright side to this, no, right. The bright side to this, and I'll give you this.
This is a 5-minute monologue.
So Lakers
it's fine,
losing
man.
in the first round allows them to pick up a new superstar to help them win a championship without being criticized.
100%.
So I could see Damian Lillard coming to the Lakers without being criticized so much. Like because without LeBron, without AD, and I was saying how like crucial AD is to the Lakers last year, and you guys were laughing at me. But without them two, this team is dead. This team
we've always said that.
is absolutely crap. Like Dennis Schroeder, rubbish. He wants a $100 million contract, scores 0 points in games 5.
Yeah,
Two games, I
He's been
think.
a shambles, man.
Yeah,
Games 3 and 5.
absolutely disastrous for the Lakers. Losing again their main,
4 and 5.
what I thought was brought a crucial game, like crucial part to their game, which is height. Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. They're no longer like big anymore, and instead you get Andre Drummond, which he's alright. Like he's not he's not a game changer. Let's hope that AD gets healthy, but for the future, I think you need to sell AD maybe because he's injury prone, or something needs to change to his with his training because he's getting too injured recently.
I don't even think it's training. I think he's right on the head as far as like trading.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't get up under that, but they're not going to.
But the thing is, with
If they trade him, LeBron will probably retire, man. It depends who they get back, I guess. Yeah,
I don't think anyone they trade him for
will be good enough.
will be good.
Yeah.
As good, yeah.
No, but it doesn't matter if they're good enough. They're there.
Exactly.
Point.
True.
But
The difference with the bubble.
You're telling me if they get Giannis on some stupid...
you're not.
Oh, no,
no,
they're not
see,
getting
see,
Giannis.
they're
Giannis
never
is
gonna get
untradeable.
Giannis,
Giannis is
Yeah.
on a super max.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's why I'm comparing to other people who might be available. So
But the reason why I say that is
if you get
because-
Lillard, like your defense is still trash.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah, that's true.
Bradley, defense is still trash.
The reason
No,
I
I'm
say
trying to think of who's on a big contract that could.
I'm thinking of
that
big
work.
men. I'm not even thinking like just any free
Talking
agent.
about big men, Gasol's trash.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Drummond,
Yeah, but Gasol's like
trash.
probably as old as LeBron, man. He's been around.
But I
for
was
years.
saying Gasol was trash for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a strange pickup for
The
them.
only one the only thing I'm like maybe playing around with my head for people who might be traded is if the Warriors trade Klay Thompson for Damian Lillard.
No, that would never happen. Never. That would never happen.
Maybe he's injury prone, so
No, because
they might want to get off him.
I would-
So Lillard and Curry
I
play the
don't-
same position.
I don't think no.
Yeah,
like,
they- Yeah,
but
Curry
as a
could play-
backcourt, then.
Lillard could just go.
And Klay Thompson is the
Yeah,
better.
he could do that.
Lillard could just play number 2 because he's not all that great of a point guard.
If Thompson is healthy, then no, there's no way.
And they're not doing that because I don't think Dame will take that.
See,
second
I would have,
step.
I would have said that wouldn't have been good. But after watching Kyrie and Harden this year, like they're two ball dominant players who play well together. So.
No, I think it'll be good in terms of.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I'm saying.
court.
Before
Like,
that, I wouldn't have. Before
yeah.
I saw Kyrie and Harden, I don't think I would have agreed.
No, I
but-
think that would have gone anyway. The only thing is, I don't think Dame. I think the pride in Dame will let him sort of play that second fiddle to
yeah,
Steph.
that's it. Yeah,
Like that's the thing that'll concern me, not the game. The games will work because Steph is happy to just distribute, and Dame can literally he's just fine putting it up and scoring.
I'm
So-
pretty sure Steph could even. I'm sure he wouldn't mind playing second fiddle, but he would still be ball dominant anyway. He'd be the
Yeah,
one
but
who's-
he's better off as the point guard compared to Dame.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So Dame's like, I think Dame's much more of an explosive scorer anyway.
I will say this
Close
though.
between those two.
The reason why Davis probably should be traded is because the bubble was a once in a lifetime situation.
Hey,
Like they're not going to get the rest between the regular season to the playoff season. Again, that few months they got off when the league was suspended was so important for both AD and LeBron.
And
Yeah.
that's why I think you mentioned the conference finalists last year were kind of like
The Heat and
lost
the
in
Lakers.
first round.
Yep.
I think that's a bigger component as opposed to like the teams themselves, because those two teams precisely had the shortest off seasons, if you're gonna call it that.
Yeah, I mean,
Between that and starting.
true.
but if you call,
True,
you know,
that is very
like I
true.
said, if you call fatigue one way, you have to call it
Well, you keep
In the
saying
past as well.
fatigue.
It's
Yeah.
fatigue.
fatigue. Sorry, fatigue. Sorry.
You can say
No, but it's not,
fatality.
I'm not even talking about fatigue, because it's not fatigue. Fatigue you can get over, like honestly, and that's why I don't give fatigue that much weight, because you can get your rest like between from game to game or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the strain on your body in terms of a cumulative season. Like
Yeah.
you don't have the rest your body's used to in terms of routine. Like think about it, for the whole careers, they're used to like 3 months in play or whatever it is, 6 months, and then 3 months or 9 months and 3 months. Like you're used to that, your body's used to that cycle of off season. And then you shock that. The very first time you attempt to do that, and then you start like take the Lakers and Miami out of it. Like look at the pure number of injuries this year. Like just from players in general.
I hear
Like
you.
Harden apparently is hurt again or something.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not. I'm not fatigued. Like that's not even my argument. Like if someone comes to me with fatigue, I'm sorry. Like you're not winning that with me, because you've got a day to rest.
Okay.
Like it's a different day, different game.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like just the wear and tear on your body is different to fatigue, and that is a real difference. Like whatever they lost. Like you said, they were still favorites to win. It's still LeBron James on the jersey. It's still Anthony Davis. They lost, but it's like you can't outrightly dismiss that. That's why whenever you say, "Oh, Mickey Mouse Championship," like fine, it's all jokes, but you can't discount that, because all of them knew what those rules were.
Yeah.
The NBA Championship, like bring anyone from NBA history and plug them in that situation, they're still playing and they're counting that championship.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like
No,
Jordan
I'm not saying.
wouldn't have played.
I'm not saying it wouldn't. You know.
No, but that's
It doesn't
exactly what
count.
you're saying when you say Mickey Mouse Championship. You're discounting it, and for as much as you make a joke about it, you are discounting it.
Okay.
I'm just like,
then in that case, I am discounting it. Then.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't hold any weight. You can do it as jokes, but if you're seriously trying to make an argument with me and you're using that as like, oh, it was
Well,
different,
the thing is,
like, I can't take that.
I mean, with your points, I hear you when you say, you know, the injuries of the players, you know, the cumulative effect. Like obviously that AD couldn't get the rest that he needed. That's why he got injured.
Can I interrupt?
Probably. And so and LeBron, it could be like an age thing as well, because he's 36.
Speaking
Can
about
I
Yeah, go
interrupt quickly? So I expected more smoke, but
it's been
I
very
guess
civilized, you know?
yeah, no, it's been too
No, I'm
civilized.
getting there. But
LeBron played dead.
Let's get there.
LeBron played dead.
this is the worst
He did.
off season he's played.
La ankle.
Sorry, playoff season. Yeah.
I say, I'm not even buying the ankle thing.
Do you know what this reminded me of? When he went to the Lakers the first year, and then had the groin injury, and then he was like, "Well, playoff mode activated" or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Came back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
We remember.
they're losing to
We don't
like,
forget.
Sacramento Kings and shit teams and that. That's what this reminded me of, because, and this is the thing that kind of.
I swear you were the one that was saying player for Bron.
Well, yeah, he has that mode. It's not like it doesn't exist. Like he has that mode. He's shown that, so I don't even need to defend that. He has that mode.
Is LeBron finished? When I say finished, I mean
I think he's on the he's on the opposite side of the hill now.
okay.
But I
Because
guess
you can
I
tell-
think what you're saying is like best player in the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't thinking that, but I think to be fair, that's long gone.
I think
I don't think it's long gone, but it's gone.
He's like probably top 5 now, but not top 3.
I think if you just watched how he played each game, like he was taking so many jump shots, and that's not his game.
He wasn't being
knows
aggressive
that's
enough.
Not his game. Like
I think
he shot like I think they said in one of the games it might have been like the most threes he shot like in a playoff game or something like that. And it's like
in one game
that tells you
he had
he's
0
not-
free throws.
he bricked a lot as well.
Yeah.
One game he had 0 free throws.
Exactly. That's not like
LeBron.
LeBron. Even though he's
Zero.
a shit free throw shooter, like he gets to the rim in it. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
that just shows his age.
Yeah.
It
like-
might be the injury, but I think it's the age.
Nah, I don't think it's injury.
Yeah.
I
that's-
want to give him the benefit of the doubt that it is injury, and maybe this off season he can rest.
See, I'm not going
And
to give
come
him the
back next
benefit
year.
of the
I'm
doubt.
not giving him that because
At the end of the interview, he was like, "Oh yeah, my ankle's gonna be 100% better for next season." Like, please, like, stop
I'm
it.
not even that interview. Did you see he has the shot with Jay-Z and all of that?
Nah, I
Like
don't
when
watch
he
that.
was, like he
Didn't he
was
say
saying
he's
that-
never going to be 100% or something?
exactly like when he was saying all of that
Before the playoffs,
no,
though.
no, but I know, but in that interview, the reason
Changing
why I'm
the
not even giving
narrative.
him the pass is
Controlling
because
the
you can
narrative.
say that, but you know your body's doing different. You're kind of psyching yourself up to do that. I can believe that. But the reason why I'm not buying it in this case, and it makes me think back to the other one and like, okay, look at that differently, is because while he was saying that, he said well, you're never going to be 100%. As soon as you step on the court in your first NBA game in your career, like you're
Mhm.
already at 99.999.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then he was saying, well, if you're talking about getting back to 99.999, best believe. Like that's the bravado he was saying. So that's what that took away that, okay, the ankle is not more of a problem. It's more about him turning it on. That's the sense I got. That's why I was confident. Because, okay, he's just recruiting. He's just
You know, I would say it's more the injury because it was only last year that he won the Mickey Mouse ring. Like he was literally dropping like 40 points a game or something. Like come on, like he's 20,
a year
20,
is a
20.
big difference. A year at that age anyway.
No,
Like
no.
35 to 36 is big. Like
No, it's the injuries, but I'm saying I'm not giving that credit because he didn't give that much credit.
So this reminds me of the I think the finals he got, was it gentleman swept by the Warriors when he broke his hand after game one.
Game one.
And then for the interview when he lost, he had the fin on.
Cast.
And then like in this one, he's like, oh yeah, no, next season my ankle's gonna be 100% better. I was like, oh, like what are you doing?
yeah.
Like,
We're gonna
just
have
take
to
your
see
loss.
in it. We're gonna have to see because I don't know. I feel like he is definitely over the hit. Well, not over, like fully over, but like he's on the way down.
Downside.
Yeah, he's
But
on
the
the
thing
way
is,
down.
I think he's been on the downside.
But he's
for
still
a
good
while.
enough, I think, to do better than he did this year. But obviously,
Yeah.
without AD, it's
Yeah,
barely,
like even
basically
when you say
impossible.
like he's on the other side, like he's
Yeah.
been on the other side. The problem is his other side was still higher than like the rest
Most
of the
people,
league. It's
that's
just
it,
that
yeah,
like, he's
yeah.
coming further down.
Where would you rank him now?
I put him at number. I'll put him at number 2 still.
Wait,
Oh,
who's number one then?
The one person I put above him now
Or KD?
is KD. But not because like from a defensive standpoint and running a team, I'll still take LeBron. But if you're talking about like
Defensive
all around,
standpoint.
yeah, from a defensive, I'll still take LeBron just because it is.
This is crazy because
And again,
Okay.
take away the ankle, like LeBron is still.
We'll take away the ankle.
Yeah, like in terms of like fully healthy, right? Like
Okay,
you're
yeah,
evaluating them like fully healthy. Take away
Sure.
that, like I would still take him just from an overall perspective.
Okay.
But if you're telling me like age 36, 18 years, exactly how I see him now, and like talk about the offensive skills, like driving to the rim, it's now a style of NBA. Kind of.
I think this is crazy
Wait,
because
What is that?
It's brioche. It's brioche bread. You know what I mean? It's not just random bread.
I think he's had bread.
Okay,
ready with
'cause I thought it was just bread and butter. I was like,
I didn't even
He was
question
ready
it.
with the
I
smoke.
didn't even
It's like,
question
anyone
it, but
from Cali-
I thought he had bread in it. Like,
Sweetest bread. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? One of the sweetest. You know what I mean? Top three.
Okay.
this is crazy talk because before
if you
like,
say Kawhi, I swear.
no
I'm
no
just like-
before the
Nah, I
ankle.
would say Kawhi.
I would.
Skip that,
I would
let's skip
been
that, let's skip
You would
that.
say Kawhi?
No way.
There's no way.
No,
What,
but
number
Kawhi's
one?
not even in the
Number
top
one.
5 for
Oh, no,
me.
no, no. I'm saying ahead of
Oh, what?
LeBron.
Wait,
Kawhi's not ahead of LeBron.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
not even.
let's hold
I'll
that.
tell you
Let's
why.
hold that
I'll
thought.
tell you why.
Let's hold that
Because
thought, guys. Wait,
Everyone
wait.
talks about Kawhi being this great defensive player, but if we're being honest, he's
He's
not
not.
been a good defender since he was in San Antonio. Since
Yeah.
then, he's not been good. But he's just known as the good defender. It's the same as Paul George. Paul George was a good defender in
I mean, if
Indiana.
you're looking at guys who are forcing game sevens, like, what did LeBron do?
Yeah, but it's a different.
Right, look at the guys who do
Well,
what?
what, in
take
2
Paul-
games, did he not leave
Kawhi
Paul
dropped
George
45
off of,
points.
this season?
Take Paul George off of the Clippers. Do you think they're doing the same thing? They already got slapped by Mavs by now. It's the same thing. Like he's not had AD for.
Some people stepped up. Why? Because Kawhi was being consistent. What's LeBron doing? Okay.
Yeah, but
Wait, what? Like what? Else
yeah, I don't think that
You're
the
saying
argument.
Kawhi is better than LeBron right now.
Right now, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
so.
I
If
never
you
I
flipped
don't think
him,
so.
if you flipped him
I
and
don't
put
think
Kawhi in
so.
the same situation,
Yeah.
I think it's the
I
same.
mean, Kawhi would still be averaging 30, though. What did LeBron average?
No, but it's not like again the thing about like Kawhi and the teams. What does Kawhi do in terms of assists?
Yeah, like LeBron's impact.
What did LeBron
What
do
does
in
he do
terms of assists?
No, what does
LeBron's
he? What
impact
does
is
he?
a lot better.
LeBron like gets
From this
assists.
series we just watched, his impact was a lot better than Kawhi's.
No, I mean he's like
Bro, look
overall
at even,
impact is better.
yeah, but look at the
Yeah,
season.
no, okay. So I'm
Look
saying
at the
the
season.
declines happen now.
Yeah.
Like now, at this moment in time, Kawhi's better.
I don't think so. Still,
Nah,
I'm sorry.
I still don't think
Wait,
so.
Like,
so-
I don't think so. Still, like
So
I'm sorry.
who
Like,
would you guys
Wait, so
say is top three?
after watching the Lakers playoffs, you'd pick LeBron over Kawhi.
yeah.
Oof.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
like-
sorry.
I'm sorry,
Give
but
it everyone
Easy
you want
as well,
because
wow.
injury or age, it doesn't matter. Like he's in his current state, he's not
Bro,
playing.
you don't even understand. Kawhi for me is not even like he's a top 10 player. He's not even in the top 5.
Oh wow.
He's not even
Who
close.
is your top 5?
I've got LeBron in the top 5, KD in the top 5. I've got Steph Curry in the top 5. I've got
Giannis.
Giannis, but he's number 5. And the only reason I put him there is because again, like that go-to
So number 4?
offense kind of thing.
James
He
Harden.
doesn't have it. I'm not.
Out of a Lucas, personally.
You'd rather be dead than put James
I'm not
Harden.
putting James
Man.
Harden in my
We'll get
top
to Luka in a
5.
moment.
I'll put,
We'll get
guess
to
what I'll
Luka
put in
in a
my top 5. Let me even revise that list. Take Steph Curry out, put Luka in, and put
okay.
what's his name, Jokic in.
Jokic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see.
I'll take Jokic over Kawhi.
Joker.
Over Steph Curry.
I'll take Jokic over Kawhi. But in terms of offense,
Yeah.
I'll take Steph Curry. But I'm looking at
Okay.
people like beyond what they can do in terms
Yeah.
of scoring. Like I need someone who can play in a team. Like
Jokic,
if I take
yeah.
people out, what multiple things can you do?
Kawhi can play in the team.
Kawhi can score.
The only thing
He
Steph
can't play in
Curry
the team
did-
any
the only
longer.
thing
He can't do defense. He can't assist. Like what are you doing? Your rebound is okay.
I think
Like
you-
come on.
you-
That's
Like he
just
can
'cause
score.
That's just 'cause he's
As
powerful.
what Darren was saying, what he was alluding to, that since San Antonio hasn't really defended much, that's because
Yeah,
he's
but that's what
more
we're
on the
talking about
offensive.
here. Like that's what literally you're saying. What I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
you're more of an
if I
offensive
need
player.
someone to score, fine, give me Kawhi. If I need someone to do multiple things in a basketball team, I'm sorry, there are more people I'll take ahead.
That's
of.
what makes Klay Thompson so good when he's fit. Like,
Exactly.
'cause
I'll
he's
take
very
multiple
good
teams
defender.
before I take Kawhi.
I don't know. I'd rather have Kawhi in that position in Game 6 than having LeBron in that position.
So who would be your top 5 then?
Top 5. It's quite a hard list to make off the spot, but KD probably first. I'd put LeBron second.
Okay. fair.
Wow.
I'd put AD third.
Nah.
Oh, AD.
No, without injury. Without
Yeah,
injury.
but you can't do without injury because injury is a part of the game.
Exactly.
It's like saying it's like
No, even with the injury, save your chest.
Yeah,
Nah,
without
don't.
injuries,
Alright.
AD third.
because availability is a big part of someone's ability. If we're being honest.
I'd probably put Jokic fifth, and fourth I would have maybe James Harden. But that's just my personal opinion. Yeah.
Anthony?
Well, LeBron's not my top 5, but let's carry on. So KD, Giannis, Jokic. What's it called? I was gonna say Steph, but maybe. Luka, obviously. You know what? LeBron's my number 5. LeBron's my 5.
I was about to like if you're gonna put Giannis in the top 5,
Yeah,
bro,
that's-
that list is
nah.
whack.
And
Right.
Darren?
Mine is LeBron, KD, Steph, Luka. Who would be 5?
Jokic.
Yeah, I might have to put. I might have to put Kawhi. I like Jokic, but I don't really.
Kawhi.
yeah, I
Okay,
don't
take out LeBron. Take out LeBron.
Innit, man?
Not even on the list.
Take out LeBron. Put Kawhi there instead.
Man, that's crazy. Nah, I'm sorry. Sorry.
But going back
Yeah,
to
forgettable that
going back to what
memory
you're
doesn't
saying,
matter.
Precious. Like this season before the ankle injury, LeBron was a MVP candidate.
Yeah,
He's probably
he was very
favorite
good.
to win.
Yeah.
Bro, like, why is number 2 on my list?
This year,
was in the
this
top
year.
three of the
he was.
MVP.
That's why I'd say
Before
it's more to
that.
do with the
Before
injury.
KD's injury.
No,
No,
before
before
LeBron's
LeBron's
injury.
injury, he
in
was
the
in the
season,
MVP conversation.
he was like
It was in the
top
conversation, but it wasn't
Yeah.
favourite.
No, he-
to win.
I think
he
it's
was
top
favourite.
2.
He might have been favourite actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
him or
it was
Joel
Embiid,
Embiid.
was
KD,
Embiid
and-
was injured at that
Yeah,
point.
when Embiid
Okay.
left, that's
Yeah.
when LeBron became
And
MVP.
Jokic, I don't think
Okay.
Jokic was in the top 3 at that
Yeah,
point, or he might
yeah.
have just been.
No, Jokic was consistent.
So I think it's kind of crazy
Oh, he
to
was, okay.
like count him out now. I'd say most of it's probably injury and fatigue. So, but I'd also say with the whole what you were saying earlier with the whole fatigue with the players from the bubble, so the Heat and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Did anyone get injured from the Heat against the Bucks in that
I don't
playoffs?
think so, no.
So I think it's more to do with the upgrade of the Bucks rather than the fatigue of
Yeah, but
the
it's
Heat.
not. But again, nothing is ever multi. Like nothing is ever single.
Yeah,
variant.
it's not
Like,
just one
there's
thing.
more-
I know.
I'm not gonna say back.
okay.
I'm not gonna forcefully say I love you
Yeah.
back. I'm like, I do like. I'd be like, wait, what?
I like you too.
Like, wait, what made you say that? Like, okay.
You question her.
Have I? Yeah, of course I'm gonna question her. Like, what did she? Because if it was like, oh, I've been in like my ex-boyfriend was like abusive or whatever, and like you showing me like a little bit of niceness means that, like, oh yeah, this I adore you, I love you. I'm like, oh, like no.
I'm just
this-
imagining
this
the
is
girl
not how you should be
said
doing
it to
it.
him, and he's just like, "What made you say that?"
Yeah, honestly, every time someone says something to me, I'm like, why? Like my first question is why. Not because I'm like questioning them, just like I just want to understand what they're thinking is.
So at any point, or is this just after a couple months?
Oh, if I've said it back at once, then it's like I'm not going to question you.
No.
from now.
I'm saying as in, so this is if she says it after a couple months. So if she says it after a year now, are you still asking why?
If we're in a relationship, and I've also said it
No, you haven't said.
No,
said
no,
it
I've
once.
not said it.
You've not said it.
Let's
Yeah.
After 6 months.
Yeah, let's do 6 months
of relationship.
of relationship. Yeah.
Like,
You've not said it. You've not said it. She's not said it, and then she says it after 6 months.
okay, I'm like,
But when she says it, you're caught off guard.
Well,
Yeah,
he might not be caught off guard, but it's how do you react in it?
No, yeah, maybe you are, because in terms of caught off guard, because you're sitting down watching a movie,
Yeah.
and then she just like says it.
I mean, I'm not the sort of person who, if I meet someone straight away,
It's an example.
Damn.
okay, so the way I work, like, if I know you, if we're dating, or if like we're in a relationship, we've had at least 6 months before that, because I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, oh you look good, boom, relationship, that's dead.
Yeah. So there's the talking stage first, and then
Yeah, exactly.
then the
Like
relationship.
talking
Okay,
stage
yeah.
will go for
So,
a
yeah.
while, because many filters, you'll pass through many hurdles before I'm like, yeah, I'm
So you're
settling
saying
down.
by that point you should know.
Yeah, by that time I'll be
Yeah.
like, 6 months into a relationship, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I might not be there yet, but like,
So then would you say it back?
no, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it might bring you some discomfort, but
Yeah.
at least you know
Nip it in the bud
I'll
early. innit?
consistently be truthful to you.
Mm.
Like if I'm like, oh yeah, I love you too, babe. Like, because like the way I act, like I know I'm gonna sound different when if I'm forcibly saying it back. Like you love me.
So are you saying
Whoa.
it would be unlikely for you to fall in love within 6 months?
Yes, for me, yeah. Because for me, I have I need to at least know that person for 5 years before I marry them.
So you're not into the spontaneity of romance and that kind of thing.
Oh no, I'll be spontaneous romance, but like not spontaneous marriage.
As in marriage.
Yeah, no, but for me, like I always date for marriage. So like spontaneous can be like saying I love you and stuff, but like just because I say I love you, unless I see you as a future partner, I'm not going to say it straight away. And if you say I love you to me, doesn't mean I'm definitely going to say it back to you. You might see me as husband material, but if I don't see you as wife material, then like I'm not going to forcefully stay in a relationship.
I guess that's it, man. You just gotta have the
So what does that
difficult
mean
conversation.
That if she says she loves you and you haven't said it back, then what happens then?
I'm not going to end it. I'm not going to like, wait, well, that's dead. Like, I need to say it first. No. The relationship continues, but
But it will continue until the point where you see her as wife material, and then you say you love her.
yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Why is it? I'm not going to just, like, if she says I'm like,
You don't have to defend it. I'm just saying.
no, I'm not even, I'm just clarifying it.
Yeah.
Like, at no point in a relationship do people fall in love at the same time. Someone might say it earlier, but for me, I need to completely understand it, because for me, it's a big word. So if you're throwing it out to me, I'm going to ask why. Because if it's like, because I was saying before, if your last relationship was trash, and just because I offer you a bit of my food, you're like, oh.
Bit of my food. Like, she's just.
If I'm like more open to share, or I'm more like caring than whoever you dated before, for me, that's not like good enough. Just because I was better than the last person doesn't mean I should be deserving of your love.
What if it's got nothing to do with that, and it's just based on who you are between the time that she's met you?
Then damn right. But no, like, and seriously, it's like, okay, I'm like, yeah, but I'll take time to reflect myself, but I'm not going to speed up my process for you.
Okay. Now, flip the question. What happens if you say I love you
And she doesn't say
and
back.
she doesn't say it back?
Oh no, I'm kidding. No, if I say first and like, yeah, I'm not gonna. If she says it back, then straight away I'm like, oh.
How long is it going to be before it's an issue?
If
This line of questioning is sick.
if it's more than 6 months after I said it first, then I'm worried.
Oh.
Worried, okay.
I'm worried. Like if it's a year and I'm still not getting those feelings back, 9 months and I'm questioning. A year and I'm like, oof, like what are we doing here? Because you're wasting a year.
To the table. Yeah.
A year is like, well, if you don't love me back, can we like decide what's gonna happen with this? Because like I'm not gonna marry you if you don't love me.
So they have a full year in order to love you back, in order for the relationship to continue. What's that?
A full year from once I've said it, yeah.
Okay.
But
So 365 days. That's the clock. Right.
yeah, because I don't want to waste my time longer than that.
Yeah, no, it's very reasonable. Very reasonable.
But yeah, but this is if I said in
that's-
6 months though. It's just, oof.
Like when you say reasonable, like I hear that,
I'm just saying reasonable in terms of his parameters.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like if I take that and put myself in it, that's too long for me. In terms of if I said it and I have to wait like a year, that seems mad to me. Like in my mind, 3 months is like a decent amount of time. Once I've said it. Because
3 months to.
After I've said it.
Okay.
After I've said it, after 3 months,
it's make or break.
Said it, then I'm bringing it to the table. Like
we're doing 50-50 dates. 50-50 dates, yeah.
What do you mean?
If after 3 months you haven't said it.
No, yeah, then I'm bringing it to the table, and you have to explain to me like where we are, or like,
that's what I said. Like 3 months after that, I'll be questioning it. Yeah. And then after that, it's like, it's.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like your parameters is a year until you bring it to the table, like Anubis was saying.
No, a year till it's done.
Oh, done.
Yeah, it's 3 months after that. I expect we'll be questioning like what's happening here.
Oh, okay.
And then further 3 months after that, it's like, okay, what are we doing?
Okay, I see. Once I bring it to the table after 3 months, like that's when we're deciding yes or no.
Fair.
Because like
talk
about wasting time. That's mad.
What about you, Sam?
He's gonna get himself some free shit. You love me, you better spoil me.
So if my current relationship is like out the window, and I'm single now, yeah. So that's
a different universe.
Yeah, a different universe. Okay.
319.
Guess we have to clarify.
419.
No scrolls.
419 for.
Yesterday. So if she said I love you first in 3 months.
Yeah, let's go with 3 or 6.
Or 6.
She says I love you first. Forget the time.
Okay, yeah. If you love me, okay. Yeah, I'll be caught off guard. I'll be like, okay, thank you. But
to be fair, like there's no,
there's no.
Other than I love you.
I want his response. What's your response, Sam?
No, because if you don't love the person at that time, then you don't say anything back, do you? You don't play over feelings.
Yeah, and I want to know what you say.
So thank you.
Thank you. Damn.
See how it goes, isn't it?
I actually just gave you.
But I'll make it very clear that I'm in this stage of my hypothetical life that I'm not really looking for love.
Oh, that is mad.
So,
well, you say that.
Yeah, because if I'm single.
Oh, wow, that was so mad.
If I'm single, then I'm just dating to to date, not to be in love.
Right.
Oh, okay, so you're saying dating, not relationship.
All the way. I'm living my real life with this.
And yeah, if I'm not at a stage where I'm ready to love someone, then I wouldn't like them.
You're in a relationship with this person, though. Like,
if I'm in a relationship with this person and I don't love them,
there's indicators in this relationship that you're clearly going somewhere because you know what I mean. Like,
okay.
Together
in this hypothetical world. Okay.
Like you're living together.
Yeah, just say thank you, and then we'll see how it goes. Like in the next 3.
That sounded so business-like.
6 to 9 months after that.
Fair.
So that'll be a year from basically when we first started dating.
Okay. Yeah.
And then see if it bothers her.
Yeah.
And if in that time I love her, then I'll sit back. But if I don't, then just carry on until she's,
carry on in a relationship.
Yeah. Because I think it takes a long time to love someone. You can't love someone in 1 year or 3 months.
What's your ideal time frame?
For love?
5 to 10 years, maybe.
Oh, wait. To say love?
Yeah, like you love this person.
Oh wait, to actually be in love.
Yeah. So to actually be.
5 years.
You might say it, but
to be in love. That's interesting. So what is that stage? That 5 to 10 years before that, the love, you put the flag down.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what is that called? Pre-love.
No, that is called finding out about the person through basically thick and thin, the good times and the bad.
How are you gonna say pre-love?
Essentially, it's where you both discover each other's flaws and good points.
5 years? It takes you 5 years?
Yeah, I would say 5 years is a good.
Because imagine
good
you
to truly be in love with someone. Yes.
Okay, so you reach 5 years, you're like, she's not the one. You're just gonna cut her off.
So what we say, marriage before love?
Possibly. Huh?
Marriage? Oh, I know.
No. I was responding to that. I was responding to Anthony. What did you say?
So are you saying marriage before love?
So you'd marry someone before you actually fell in love with them?
No. I wouldn't say that.
Okay. I mean, it took so long to say that answer, but
yeah, no.
So you'd probably cut them off after 5 years.
No, if I didn't love them, then maybe, yeah.
Oh.
But don't forget, you're finding someone for the rest of your life.
That's true, but you're also
left after 5 years if you're not the one.
But like, if you don't make your decision quick, she's getting older. She spent her last 5 years with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it would be a waste of time.
Why is it taking you 5 to 10 years to judge a person?
Yeah.
Because you need to see them
To judge their character.
Yeah.
Because you've wasted your
You
time
don't need
and her
5 years.
time.
Yeah, 5 years is too long, man.
No, I think 5 years is a good time to like truly say you're in love with someone.
Because then
Then
that
you know
means,
everything about that.
that
person.
means if that flops, then
No,
you've
bro,
got another
you can-
5 years
I
now.
don't think anyone
Yeah,
ever
like,
fully
that's
knows
why
anything
you can
about
be in a
everyone.
relationship 100 years, you won't know everything about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you find, I think 5 years is a good time span to judge someone.
You
Rather
could do
than
that in 1 or 2, I
years.
think.
Bro, people do that in
I don't
1
know.
second.
I don't think
If
1 or 2
people
years is
judge
good
people-
enough.
And also the difference with that is you are yourself and her are growing as people, so you're gonna change as
Yeah,
well.
so
over
5
that
years is a
time.
good time.
So would you say it's the length of time, or would you say it's the different amount of scenarios within that time that has happened that has been able
It's
for you to judge
it's
that
the
kind of
latter,
character?
but in a 5 year time span, you're more likely to be in different scenarios where you learn about the other person.
But so you're saying that you could be in these same scenarios within a year, within 9 months,
Maybe
and come to a conclusion. Pretty quickly.
maybe not, because in the first 6 months you're in your what's that called? The
Honeymoon
phase.
Yeah, honeymoon phase. And then after that you're in it's the post honeymoon phase, and then you got to learn like how to react to each other when other factors come into your life, like mortgages and finance and kids.
You're going to think of mortgages
and
before
whatever.
you're married.
Yeah, why not? Like finances and just things like that, just other factors that
So
could
you're gonna
affect
have
yourself.
joint finances before you're married, because you're not going to judge
Exactly.
that character until you do that. And if you're doing that with someone you're not even married to,
No,
that seems problematic.
no. I'm not saying joint finances, but financial things might come which may affect your relationship.
You'd have to be
i.e.
joint if you're taking
Yeah, if you're
mortgages.
mortgage, you need to be
No, but it could
assessed
be-
as a couple.
Let's
Like,
say
she's not
let's
gonna-
say for example you're not in a joint financial situation
Mhm.
and she got evicted by her landlord, say,
Pick for her.
and now she wants to come live with you, but split your finance. Would you be like, are you okay with that? Can you live with her? These are just like small things as well. It could be anything. It could be any scenario. It could be like a car breaking down, and she needs to spend all her money on a car. How's it going to affect her mentally? Like, can you handle her mentally at a low point in her life? And obviously, can you carry?
But
You
you're
enjoy
gonna,
her-
but you're going to do it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
to
think
fully
what
judge
he's
a
saying
character.
is fine, like in terms of you need to go through the experiences
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
But 5 years is excessive.
Yeah, exactly. The
That's-
time length.
I
is
say
far
5 years
too
is a
long.
good like arbitrary kind of number to choose to judge a person in a way.
I guess to be fair, it's what he would do. In
Yeah,
it,
no,
like-
no.
Because it's
It's
sort of
interesting.
similar
It's
to me.
interesting
Because I said
getting
like
his
5
point of
years, I need to know the person for at least 5 years before I'm saying, yeah, I want to marry them.
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but like 5 years, within that 5 years, I'd hope to. If I don't love them within the first 2 years, I'm done.
Yeah, innit? Why would you try for another 3 years?
Yeah.
But my definition of love is different than what most people would probably think. I think most people would confuse love with lust. And in a way, for me,
That's not
That's-
5 years. It's
okay,
not
So,
a
so
5 year
what is your
differentiator.
definition of love?
so my one would be like, could you sort of kind of unconditionally or kind of just love her throughout everything, every high or low point of your life and her life?
Okay.
Because those things do like impact how your relationship will go.
That includes
In the
cheating,
future.
right?
Includes cheating, like
Okay.
literally any other factors that could come in. Let's hope cheating is not, in any of us,
Because surely you would already know that there's certain things that you can't deal with
Yes.
before you go into the relationship.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Obviously, those things like cheating is like red, like you don't cross that
I'll
line.
just use that as a basic example.
Yeah, but it could be like I said, things like, oh, she might need this money, this X amount. I keep coming back to money, but money is a big factor in relationships. I think,
Mhm.
like, it could be just like, I don't know, she's depressed. Can you handle her when she's depressed for 2 years? Say,
Mhm.
like if you can go through all those things and you guys still love each other after 5 years, then you
But
probably
should-
are.
but should-
You said you still love each other.
Okay, if you guys love each other after 5 years, then
I was gonna say, shouldn't you love them before that happens though?
No, but
I
see,
think-
even
Wait, so
that-
you're
even
saying you love them before that, but see if you can love them during the whole thing.
I think you'll like them during the whole thing, but after 5 years,
So you're saying after 5 years, if you still like them, then you love them.
not necessarily, but similar. They overlap those areas, liking and loving.
Does any of you guys have a different definition of love? Love is?
I think, I don't know, like defining love seems a bit too sort of like abstract, I guess.
For you personally, forget everything. For you personally,
Mm.
how you see it.
If I had to define it for myself, it would just be
Precious' girlfriend just got her into the wall right now,
Is she over there? Is she over there?
Okay. Skip. Wow, that was such a great definition. Wow, beautiful. We wish that like every one of your partners just wow. We really wish you heard that.
Yeah, like. What is it?
He's talking about time spy. Oh god, that would have helped. Oh.
I just clicked that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But so yeah, it was. It's not a definition per se, and I'm like being completely as honest as anyone can be. It's more sort of like standards of like, in my mind anyway, for the most part, what you're willing to accept.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like it's hard for me to even sort of like put it in like a coherent sort of like argument, but it's similar to what I said about like people that I trust.
Yeah.
So me saying I trust you isn't me saying, oh, you're above reproach. It's me saying, even if I'm okay with it being you who fucks me over, basically. It's my sense of like, when you've got to that point with me, then that's the equivalent of me saying I trust you. When I can just be like, I don't think you would, but if you did, I'm not so pissed at myself. Like I've done everything I could do, and then it's just up to you, I guess, and the fates in terms of if you screw me over. I'm just talking in context of trust. Like that for me is how I define it, so to speak. Like if you've got to that point with me, then I can say I trust you. And I guess you can apply a similar thing to love, where it's like if you hit certain check marks, like if I'm willing to do certain things that I wouldn't necessarily do with just anyone, then that word of love starts to kind of, okay, I can open myself to feeling that or just acknowledging that, if that makes any sort of sense. Like it's not the best thing to express for me anyway, in terms of a definition of it. It's more, I don't know, like it's just a feeling, I guess. Like, and for me, there's no certain timeline for you to get that feeling. It's just a question of how smart you are in terms of opening yourself to that level of hurt, I guess, or vulnerability. Because you feel what you feel when you feel. It's whenever you're ready to accept that and admit that, I think is what the real question is in terms of timeline.
Also, in offsetting that, the hurt point, there's also the amounts of joy and.
No, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, of course. But I'm saying, like, the willingness to admit to that or accept that is where, how long do you give yourself just to be sure that that's actually what's going on, as opposed to something that's just fleeting? It's subjective. It's different. That's why if it's truly like 5 years or whatever, that's all power to you. I wouldn't work on that timeline, but that's what works for you. So it is what it is. And if another person comes along and says 1 week, I still look at you, my eyebrows raised, but that's you. Whatever works for you, and you get, like, if you've got that feeling and you're ready to sort of put yourself out there, then fair enough for you. But it's like me limiting myself to a specific time frame isn't so much saying I can't fall in love in that time frame. It's more, okay, I'm allowing this to check for certain things, and then I can accept that or open that to you, and then go from there. But that changes depending on like the person, my circumstances at that time, what stage I am in life or whatever. Like if I was 30, I'm not taking like 5 years to clear someone compared to when I'm 25. Like, because again, like you're working with different time frames, or someone who is in their 50s, like you're not necessarily waiting 5 years before you're ready to declare like your commitment to someone. So it changes depending on certain situations, I think.
I hear you, but you're saying commitment, not necessarily like loving someone.
No, but when I say commitment, I'm not talking about, oh, we're getting married or anything. I'm talking about you being ready to admit to that feeling that you have, because you're going to get that whenever it happens. There's no dictating when that happens. Like, for as much as people want to say, oh, give it 5 years, or like, you don't know that. Like, there's no certain time for everyone. Like, you have that feeling when you have it. Whenever you're ready to admit it, that's up to you, for the most part. So that's where I'm saying
this is another question to that point. As soon as you feel it, when do you say it?
That's what I'm saying. It depends to them. Me personally, like
I think that's a bit more. You can actually have a number for that.
Exactly. Like for me, it's my general rule of thumb is about 3 months.
After you feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you guys?
Like that's the minimum I go.
It depends on what stage I'm at. If we're in a relationship, then
Doesn't matter the stage.
for me it definitely matters the stage. Because if I'm dating someone and I'm thinking, oh, I might be in love with this person, I'm questioning it for a while. Because I'm not gonna say I love you if it's like, okay, no, I'm really happy in this moment. Like I enjoy speaking to you. It might develop feelings of love, but how do I know it's not just like endorphins just because I'm enjoying this moment?
No, but that's part of it, right?
No, not thinking. I mean, you know you love the person.
Oh, if I know for sure I love them.
I'm saying, when do you tell them?
Okay, then straight away. If I know for a fact, because I dwell on things for a while, so if I know for a fact, like I've gone through all my checks and whatever, then yeah.
So if you know 9 a.m, you're telling them top job.
All right, so
whenever we speak, I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, I love you.
No, I mean obviously face to face.
Okay.
I knew this.
Whenever we see each other, yeah.
We're talking differently then, because if you're when you said that, I thought you meant like once you get that feeling, then how long do you leave it before you say it? Like if you're at the stage where you know, then it'll all depend. Like I'm telling you, like basically, I'm not gonna say I'll tell you straight away. I'm gonna find like a good time. I'm gonna make it a thing, like not an event, so to speak, but like exactly. I'll just make it like a nice sort of thing, like. You might not know what's going on. It might be an ordinary night. I'm not going to start going to get flowers or whatever, but it's like, I'll make it a nice... Exactly, no, definitely. Okay. Like, it's going to be a thing where I sort of make that an event to sort of say it once I know. But I'm saying, like, once you get the feeling, then it's like, okay, how long do you give yourself for that screening, basically, until you know?
I mean, when it's concrete.
Yeah, when it's concrete, it's done fairly quickly, I guess.
I was just trying to think, like, I don't think I've ever said it first. I've not had that many relationships anyway, but I don't think I've ever said it first. So I don't know. I don't know if I could like put a time frame on when I'd say it. I think if I knew, then yeah, like Anthony, I'd probably say it just then, there and then. But then sometimes, like you said, sometimes it might just be in that moment, like you might want to say it. And I think for me, the whole love stuff doesn't hold that much weight. Like if they say it first, I'll probably say it back to not a human then, but like, you know, not to make them feel awkward, or I might just think it, or I might just, you know, I might actually think, you know what, yeah, maybe I am, because I don't know, I don't really tend to think about that kind of stuff too much, per se. But like, for example, like my girlfriend now, like she said it first, and then I wouldn't have said I didn't feel it, but it was like, I knew it was, you know, different to what I had felt previously, so it was obviously something different. So, I wouldn't say I was like madly in love or whatever, but like, yeah, I probably would have said I was in love at the time, so yeah, I said it back. But myself, if it was on the other way around, I don't know if I would say it. Like, I think I would wait for them to say it, which, I don't know, could be a bad thing, might not, but I think I would be more inclined to wait than anything else. Unless, obviously, alcohol is involved, which normally it isn't. But yeah, I wouldn't be the person to say it first, definitely not. Just for fear of the rejection.
How long would it take for me to say it if I knew it?
Yeah.
I'll say it as soon as possible. If I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Doesn't matter if it's what do you call it, unrequited?
Yeah,
unrequited love. But yeah, if I like, truly love someone, yeah, I'll say it. But yeah, 5 years.
Interesting.
Okay, question to you then. So you said about unrequited. How long would you wait for it before you're like, okay, no, this person's taking a piss?
One could say taking advantage.
It depends on what time I choose to say it first compared to when we first started dating. If it takes me 5 years to say it, and she still hasn't said it after 6 years, then, you know, questions need to be asked.
Wait, so that's so funny. Because imagine she says it to you after 1 year, but you're like, no, I'm going to wait for you're going to take an extra 4 years, because you're like, oh, you know,
and you've lost a lot of your
just
life.
1 year.
In it, man.
So would you be comfortable if, do you think, like, how am I even framing this? So if you took 5 years to say it to her, and then she's kind of like you, but her number is 10 years. Well, you don't know this, and it takes that long. Are you okay? But let's say she tells you it'll take me this long before I know it.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you actually waiting 10 years?
Oh, swear!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she tells me.
Interesting.
If she don't tell me, that's even worse.
Okay, so tell your partner before, like, this might take 5 years.
Would you tell them?
Yeah, in this hypothetical universe, yeah.
And you'd be happy if she said, then, no, I'm not waiting that long. Bye.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
she was
Jack.
not for me.
Okay, but now you're in love with her 5 years. You're like, yes, I realized. And now she's like, a further 5 years later, she's like,
She's like, okay,
sorry,
that's your
Sang,
partner.
but like, I'm out.
Was it love or lust?
Like, I know we got this
No,
mortgage together, but like,
No, all's fair in love and war. That's what I'll say.
I think though with this topic, like, because obviously we can all talk about it in like hypothetically, not in the situation. But sometimes it depends on the woman. Sometimes it depends on your state of mind at the time. Like different things can factor into the reason of whether you'd say it, say it back, say it first, not say it at all, yada yada. Plus, it might just be the person who's just better than you imagined, or I don't know. But yeah,
The only thing that is constant.
yeah.